Good evening, everybody. This is Sergeant Friday from Your Ass Hurts News Network. Tonight we have an absentee named Cletus who will not be with us tonight. Uh, yeah, I'm going to dock his wages. I'm probably going to hide his paycheck under his work boot, to which he'll probably never find it. Nonetheless, tonight I'd like to discuss the possibility that we almost lost the nation, that we were millimeters away from not just the assassination of a former president and candidate for the highest office in the land, but we are also hairbreadth away from riots and fighting and burning and shooting and killing across this great nation of ours. Most likely inspired by the groups of Antifa, most likely inspired by Democratic Party members that would have put on the MAGA hat, put on the MAGA symbols, carried the American flag, and went out in the street and started destroying this country. That's what I suspect would have happened had President Trump been shot and killed. We were so close, folks, so close, the edge of the abyss. We're looking into the darkness as a result of this particular situation. The Democratic Party is the most violent, corrupt, hateful, murderous party that this nation has ever had. And we as a group need to wise up, and we need to start to act upon our own using this powerful tool of social media, this mass means of communication we use across the internet to start pushing our message and coming together and accomplishing goals that we probably never thought we were capable of. The fact that that bullet missed was probably in the history of the United States its luckiest moment ever, even luckier than the time that we had won the Civil War, even luckier than the time we had won our freedom for independence. That bullet would have ended this nation. This nation would have turned into a hellhole of fire and gunshots, murder and mayhem. And your government would have taken absolute control over everything you and I do. Freedom was on the end of that bullet, and we dodged that bullet. I find it very, very scary, very shocking, almost gut-wrenching that I would suspect, folks, I would suspect that most of you haven't even considered the points of the topic that I've made tonight. That's the catch-22 when you try to observe reality and live within reality. We know what they did to us on January 6th. We know how they staged those demonstrations, how they put agitators in the crowd, including federal employees of our government, to incite what appeared to be a riot in the Capitol, where people now are political prisoners within the United States government. Political prisoners, things that they do in North Korea and China, exist within the borders of the United States of America. Borders that no longer exist, according to the Democratic Party, that anybody should have a right to come here and trash, take, steal, rape, slaughter, kill, while we feel powerless and helpless. While we feel powerless and helpless. It isn't the gun that'll save this country, it's our voice. That's what will save the United States of America. And it's our acceptance. You watch that convention, watch pieces of that convention, watch the diversity of people that get on that stage. Watch 90-year-old men clap for black and gay people. Watch, folks, because that's the kind of people we are in America. Americans are Americans are Americans, and we may not like what you do. We may find it morally reprehensible, but we respect your right to do it. We die on the field of battle for your right to do that. And Saturday, all of that almost came crashing down around us. The mass hysteria that would have been produced if that gunshot had taken the life of President Trump would have been unimaginable. Unimaginable. The incitement would have been off the scale. Those people within your government and within the bureaucracy of the deep state would have put on the Trump uniform and ran out in the streets with a flag to set fire to the capital of this country. You can mark my words that they would not have let this crisis pass. This crisis, whether they were a part of it or not, would have been a crisis of opportunity that would have given the left and the Democrats the ability to clamp this country down and snuff it out. That's how close we were to losing our country on Saturday. For a man at a political rally. And this is not about President Trump. This is about our opponents. That's what this is about, folks. Our opponents are murderous people They're willing to abort 1 million babies a day and not think twice about it. And actually come out and preach that it's the right thing to do, that it's the compassionate thing to do, that it's their right to do this, rather than keeping their fucking feet on the floor and not in the air, rather than wearing a condom, rather than taking birth control, rather than taking a morning after pill, whether you agree with that or not. It's their fucking right to do what they want to do. It's their right to teach your children to mutilate their brains and their minds and their bodies in the schoolroom. And what do? We respond to these people's actions. We don't go on the offensive. And we should be on the offensive 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We should not engage in any of their topics. When they want to bring up windmills, you attack them with how they've slaughtered babies. When they want to bring up nobody can be illegal, you bring up all the fentanyl and deaths that these people have are complicit in. You change their topic. You do not engage in their topic. Their topics are distractions. Their topics are for propaganda to be spread, and you ignore it completely. You never address a leftist or a Democrat on the topic that's been placed on the table in front of you. You attack them for the filth, for the degradation that they heap upon humanity, for the hate that they promote. That's what you go after these people for, relentlessly, non-stop. That's what needs to be done. You want to learn how to fight back? You don't want to go out and protest, or you don't want to go out and get on the internet and go after user agreements? Okay, that's fine. You don't want to organize yourselves together? Well, you could do this individually. Full out attack on the Democrats. And I don't care if the Democrat is a quiet, quaint little housewife that votes Democrat because she's not educated. Well, then she needs to be told what she's been voting for, whether she wants to hear it or not. You kind, pleasant woman, have been voting for murderous people. People that hate blacks and hate anybody that won't agree with them. People that promote mental illness. People that encourage mental illness. People that want to sell the mental illness to your children. That's the Democratic Party. And for the Democrats that are not voting for that hate, just remember, by supporting them, you are voting for that hate. And that's a country we need not be a part of, folks. We're the group that can stop it. The people that actually have their children go out and put their lives on the line and struggle inside of wars and hot spots around the globe. Man our ships, man our borders that are unfortunately no longer manned. So that's really what I would like to point out tonight, just how close we came to losing this nation, and how all this knowledge that we have of false flag operations. And I also want to say something else. The reason I don't want to engage people on flat earth or Bigfoot or UFOs is because it provides absolutely no value to anybody whatsoever, except the small minds of the people that want to engage in those topics. It does nothing for me. In fact, I think it's beneath me to even engage in those conversations. I think it's beneath all of you to engage in those conversations. Those aren't our fucking problems. Those have nothing to do with the reality that we're in, that we're struggling in. Nothing to do with eggs costing $7 a dozen. Nothing. That's another reason why I can't stand those topics. I think they're beneath me, and I think they're beneath all of you too. They're a way to distract from reality and distract from our task at hand. We need to pull together. And we need not engage these people on anything. They bring up global warming, hit them with something horrific. You guys started the war in Ukraine. Hit them with something completely off kilter. Ignore the fucking topic. Windmills, solar power, batteries, fucking blah, 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 blah. You never engage that topic. Hit them between the eyes with the hate that they distribute. Hit them with the eyes with how much they love to hate and how they've always loved to hate, and that the Democratic Party has hated humanity ever since the Democratic Party was brought to the United States from Europe. They're responsible for more deaths worldwide when you add COVID and everything else that's happened than probably anyone else in history. Just in the level of abortion globally, because they push this and sell this and force this on other nations to get funding from the United States government. More than 1 million babies a day are slaughtered worldwide. In the name of what? In the name of fucking what would you do that for? Those are the topics that matter, folks. My right to own a gun is supersedes your fucking opinion of it, because the people like you are the people I need to have a gun for, to protect myself and my family. Look at the fireman that lost his life protecting his family at that rally. I don't care what you think of the way I live my life, what you think of my God or don't think of my God, what you think of my morals or don't, what you think or whatever I think is none. I don't really give a fuck. This is America. And we as Americans need to start making ourselves heard and noticed, not through violence, but through the way we engage these people, how we deny their ability to push propaganda, how we throw in their face their hate that they perform across every moment, every second of every day. That's what they base their success on, selling hate, promoting hate, murder, mayhem, chaos. And the Republican politicians that are in DC, that have been in DC for all this time, you're no better than the fucking Democrats. You're a bunch of feckless, do-nothing motherfucking losers. Thank God he picked a guy named Vance for vice president. I've given this thought. If you've noticed, I've not said a word about Vance being vice president since he was announced. Thank God he gave it to a 40-year-old. Thank God he gave it to a previous generation that's on the rise. Thank God he's turned the next election in 4 years over to somebody like Vance. Thank God. He could be our Kennedy, that kid. I call him a kid because I'm 58, so he's not really a kid, but I was banging my mind away while he was still in the womb. So to me, he's a kid. Thank God he picked Vance. That should be a shift. I want to tell you what else I've been doing, folks, instead of just thinking about this, but I can't stress this enough. We were millimeters away from losing the nation. From all of your fears of what was going to happen, what your government would do to you, you were millimeters away from that. Whether the government planned or participated in the acts of Saturday isn't relevant to understand the point that I'm making. Now, it's relevant in the scheme of reality, but it's not relevant to understand what they would have done with that particular incident. They immediately couldn't wait to come out and brand this kid a Republican. They immediately came out and did that. If Donald Trump had been killed that day, this country would be in flames. And you wouldn't be the ones burning it. You would be the ones fucking blamed for it. You would be the ones being put in jail for it. You would be the ones being forced to sit in your home for it. You would be the ones under lockdown. You. While these lunatics took over inner cities, outer cities, any area they could, the capitals of different states, that's what you would have seen had Donald Trump's life been taken from us on that Saturday afternoon. It's absolutely incredible how close we were to losing this entire nation. Everything is expensive, Odin girl. Everything is expensive. I suggest, though, to anybody that's on disability, that with the power of the internet today, you can supplement your income and still maintain your base security blanket. That's what I say to people that are on disability today. Use the internet to supplement your income. You could do it from your home. You could do it from your phone. You could do it while you're taking a shit. You guys don't know what I'm doing right now. I could be sitting here completely naked. You have no fucking idea. But things like this, streams like this, can be profitable. They can make you money. They can make the difference between a couple $100 a month extra or thousands of dollars a month extra. They could make the difference between being on disability and not being on disability. There's so much we can do. There's so much opportunity for us all. And I'm not saying that to attack somebody that's collecting disability. I grew up in my step family. My stepfather was completely disabled. This guy could lift hundreds of pounds. And he got rheumatism and rheumatoid arthritis so bad that this is no joke. When I tell you his knuckles on his fingers got to be almost the size of golf balls. This guy couldn't even move his hands. It was crazy. His knees swelled up. His ankles swelled up. You never seen nothing like this. It was like there was something growing inside, and there literally was. Probably calcium deposits. I can't say for sure. But here's a guy that's back in the day when I was a kid. There was no way for him to do what we have today. This man was completely disabled. There were 4 kids and a wife under that roof with him. And he went from being a perfectly healthy, strong guy to having a heart attack. And then 2 months after the heart attack, he got hit with rheumatoid arthritis. They used to inject gold into his joints. Gold. Okay? This guy was fucked. And I understand. So the reason I say it is I do understand and empathize with people that have a disability that prevents them from working. And I don't have any problem with that security blanket being available to folks in those shoes. But I would say to you that don't ever think that you still don't have opportunities. The internet gives you a wide range of opportunities. And so that's all I would like to say when it comes to that topic. Where else was I going with this? Since I'm freelancing it for tonight, I'm doing what? What am I doing? I'm just taking this on my own. I got 11 people in Twitter. Thank you for the Twitter followers. Hi, all the peeps in Twitter and X, I guess is what we're gonna call it. I keep calling it Twitter. Welcome, people on Rumble. There's 3 of you in there. I think one of them is me, so there's 2 of you in there. Welcome. Thanks for showing up. Hi, you Rumble maniacs. I wonder if more and more people are actually going to start to see what I'm showing you. Can you guys imagine what the world would be like had Donald Trump lost his life on Saturday to that gunman? You know, people could say, oh, that's just another conspiracy theory, but is it? January 6th tells us a whole lot about what the other side is willing to do to make life a miserable living hell for us. Just to what extremes and extents they'll go to how people employed by the government being paid by your taxpayers will go along with setting these scenarios up. Is it possible that what happened to President Trump on Saturday was an inside job? I think it's possible. I don't have evidence to support that, but I think it would be remiss not to think that that isn't possible. Inaction is an action, folks. Not securing that building is a direct violation of common sense. Not putting people on the roofs of those buildings claiming they're outside the security zone. Outside the security zone, no area with a direct line of sight of your fucking protectorate. Okay? No area outside the line of sight of that podium is outside your security area. So whoever's saying that, somebody needs to put them in a headlock and just start giving them an Indian brush burn on their head until their hair bursts into flames. What do you mean it's outside the protection zone? It's not. It's not. It had line of sight of the podium. Therefore, it's under your purview to protect and deny access. That's what you're there for. You're there to deny the opportunity. You can't find out in the crowd who may be a threat, but you have to make it so that that crowd has no access to carrying out their threat. That's the whole point of protection. Protection isn't identifying, arresting, shooting, or killing. Protection is preventing them the opportunity. You're playing defense when you're on a security detail. And they failed in an epic fashion. Was their failure based on orders from above? Was their failure based on men in the field at that site giving orders that that building's outside their purview? We know now that the police were never tasked with handling the security of that building. We know now there were no police or no SWAT or no Secret Service inside the building. They were in a building next door. We're learning a lot more, folks. But the lesson that we have to learn from this, the ultimate lesson, the overriding message that we need to learn is that when we look at the collectiveness of what we lived through and what we've experienced over the last many years, rest assured with no doubt that if Trump's life was taken, this country would no longer be the United States of America. You would be ununited and at war with each other. And you and your family, you, the middle of the road people, you, the conservative, you, whoever you want, whatever you want to label yourself, anything but Democrat, you would have been the main enemy. And they would have had a free field day on all of us. And there's no doubt they would have taken advantage of that. They would have absolutely jumped in with both feet. They'd have burned your churches. They'd have harassed your kids at school. This would have went on until a breaking point. We dodged probably the most calamitous moment this country could have ever faced, because this wasn't like John F. Kennedy's assassination. This assassination, backed up by what we've seen since the Bushes, okay, forward, backed up by what we've seen since Reagan forward, since Kennedy forward, you've seen a Democratic Party that only cares about pushing hate. When's the last time you've seen a Democrat suggest that General Motors move into fucking some poor city in fucking Ohio? When? No, that's not what they do. When a Boeing plant gets set up in North Carolina, they want to tear the plant down because the plant won't adhere to some union fucking rule. It's insane what we've lived through, and we don't do anything. We have this means to communicate. We have this massively powerful means to communicate. And what do we do with it? We debate their propaganda. We debate their false accusations instead of accusing them for who and what they really are. You are the KKK. You people are that. You people have never stopped hating anybody that doesn't want the world to roll the way you want it to roll. What do? We try to deal with it like adults. We go to school board meetings and voice our objections and get fucking ignored. We become memes on the internet. We become heroes to others like ourselves. But yet others like ourselves that idolize that hero do nothing to continue to follow up on that hero's steps. We do nothing as a group, and we have imminent power to do so. The topics of the day need be topics that we create. We need never engage in the propaganda from the Democrats. Let them call you all the names they want. Show me the 27 million black dead babies at my feet. There's none. You will not find a dead black baby at the feet of mine. I don't support abortion. And neither do most of you. Neither do most of you. And you didn't have 27 million black babies that were aborted as a result of rape or mother issues health. Nonsense. They turned that into a regular means of fucking without having any responsibility to the outcome of you fucking. And that's just disgusting. That's just disgusting. We need to wise up. We need to look at what's going on around us and ask ourselves, what can we do? How can we join ourselves together? How can we come together as a group and do something positive for even the people we don't like? The only way you're going to change those people is to show those people that by doing the right thing always gives you the right result. And sometimes doing the right thing does cause you grief, does cause you pain, does cause you anxiety, does cause you stress. That's just fine. That's just worth the price, folks, to do the right thing. There's never a price too high to pay for doing the right thing. You want 9 million immigrants? I say you wouldn't want any immigrants if you didn't slaughter 27 million black babies. Why do I keep harping on black babies? Anybody wonder? I'm not black. I'm white as fuck. The reason I harp on black babies is because that's who was targeted. That's what abortion clinics were stood up for by Margaret Sanger, to eliminate the Negroes. The Democratic Party, who praises this and pushes this, who then goes out and claims they support blacks. Listen, President Johnson said it perfectly. These niggers will vote for us for the next 50 years. It's exactly what he said. That's what President Johnson said. These niggers will vote for us for the next 50 years, and they have. Now they're starting to wake up. Black Americans are starting to wake up. They're no longer Democratic niggers. Lots of them are changing and jumping ship. They don't want to be part of that plantation. There's lots of them out there, folks. Start looking around on here. I found a couple of them. And I got to tell you, I'm proud I found these black Americans that I found today. I'm so proud that I came across these people that I can't even get over it. There's many, many black Americans that exactly see the world like you do, that want the same things you want. Let's not be, there's no joke about it. It's the truth. Let me go back. I'm going to show you something here. Watch this. I'm going to present this. This is a 4-minute and 42-second clip. Oh, man. Tell me I don't got the right one set up. Hang on, folks. I got to get it, I think. Let me see here. Bear with me. And I look at it. I probably could have been a preacher, folks. Honestly, don't know that these were your views. Oh, I'm so blessed to live in New Zealand, an island nation. We don't need a wall. That's true, but that nation is also under some severe dictatorial powers. You have to turn in all your guns. There's a lot of chaos going on down under New Zealand, Australia. Those are things we, the American people, don't accept. Real Americans don't accept the idea that you could disarm me. What we're seeing right now, folks, is the tyranny that Second Amendment was built for. Okay? And all I'm trying to say is we need not use our guns in the modern age. The pen is mightier than the sword, and the internet is mightier than all. And we are able, folks, to use this internet to carry these messages and to do the right thing for ourselves, for our kids. And I want you guys to watch this. I'm gonna put this out here. I want you also to start looking for black streamers on YouTube and start following them. You're going to find more in common with them than you can imagine. These people are our brothers and sisters. I don't give a shit what color their skin is. They got brains, they got children, they got emotions, they got sensibilities, they have all of the things that it's crazy to me. YouTube won't recommend these people to you. Why? Why? Why do I got to go hunting specifically for black streamers? It's crazy. Fucking crazy, man. I find it reprehensible. All right, let me come up with this here. Share screen. Watch this shit, man. Watch. I think I followed 4 black streamers today. Not because they were black. Well, yeah, no. Let me be fair. I followed them because they are black, but because they're fucking human beings like you and me. That, oh my God, they view the world in such a similar way. How could that be? I'm told that black people aren't able to do that. That they're all murderous thugs that sell drugs and kill each other. That's all. That's what I've been told. But that's the fucking furthest thing from the truth. So with all ado aside, I am going to play this. I'd like you to pay very close attention, listen to this man and what he's saying. And I'm not going to play the whole 23 minutes, but I am going to play a major segment of it. And here we go.
So here, check this out.
By Carol D. Mitchell, and it shows Hilliard calling Trump a decent man and a friend to African Americans. Okay, this is the video.
Welcome to the random side. I want
you to know, folks, that this gentleman is one of the founding members of the Black Panther movement. Okay?
You to meet someone who knew Donald Trump, and he's going to tell you about Donald Trump in his own words.
My name is David Hilliard, founding member of the Black Panther Party. I knew Trump when Trump was a college student in New York, and he supported the Black Panther Party. That's how I know Trump.
What kind of person do you think Donald Trump is?
Trump is a person who's a decent man, and he supported the Black Panther Party. That's what I just mentioned to you. He was someone who gave us money, and Trump was a decent guy.
Mm-hmm.
Trump?
Yes.
Trump's a friend of African Americans, and I knew Trump from the 1960s. In New York, where he comes from, and he's a friend to African Americans.
Oh, and now when you say a friend to African American, what do you mean by friend?
I mean he's not a racist. He's not a racist, fascist white man. He supported black people. Owned every brownstone in a place called Harlem, New York.
Oh wow. Okay. Now, do you remember the time that Trump supported Jesse Jackson?
Now, I want you guys to remember that Trump's family was sued for discrimination in Harlem. Trump's father made all his money in those areas. Trump was involved with his Trump family's always been involved with blacks. Blacks are not strangers to Trump. My understanding from when I was researching politics the first 4 years he was around was that he also attempted to help Whitney Houston and try to get her out of the situation she was in. Trump also has a tower in Chicago, where I think it's Chicago, where a black homeless person had taken up residency in one of the condos, and when she got caught, he let her stay. Let her stay and live there. Told everybody leave her alone. She's still there, I think, to this very day.
No, but I remember when he supported the Black Panther Party.
Wow, that's incredible. And how did he support the Black Panther Party?
With his money.
Whoa, for real? My goodness.
He gave us money.
So, in your opinion, Trump has always been, now that he has these 34 counts of being a felon, Trump has always been part of the black community, or familiarized at least with the black community.
That's exactly right. Trump was a friend to people of African American descent, and he owned all of Harlem.
Wow, that's amazing. So in your opinion, sir, your valued opinion, why do you think they put all these charges on Trump, and they're afraid of him to be president?
Because Trump likes Africans in America. He likes black folks. That's one. I think that Trump is qualified in a very decent approach to having somebody representing America. Trump,
Yeah, I agree with you. And I think Trump would be able to get us off this government thing and get us to making our own money, because he knows how to make money. He knows how to lose money. And so he would be the perfect person to help us get our own again, right?
And Trump's a friend of African Americans. He's always been a friend of Black people. That's how I know Trump.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. And what is your name, sir?
My name is David Hilliard, founding member of the Black Panther Party.
Oh, my God. Well, that's amazing. You're a well-known figure in the Bay Area. So we thank you for taking a moment out of your valued time to give us an interview for the Random Site. Thank you, sir.
All power to the people.
Okay. So you...
So I want to just jump in here and point something out. Now, there is a lot of Black people, prominent Black people, that have said nice things about Trump. And if you notice, Trump never gets into showing you his Black friends or talking to you about his Black friends or bragging about what he did or all the things this guy is telling you. It's a shame he didn't come out 8 years ago, 4 years ago, but he's here now, right? So congratulations to this gentleman from the Black Panther Party that he finally came out and said something. Imagine someone from the Black Panther Party. There's no way you would think you could agree with a guy from that party, and that here we are today. Here we are able to agree with a guy, not because he's telling us what we want to hear, not because he happens to agree with us, but if you listen to the words that man's speaking, these aren't words he's making up to get attention. He's telling you what he lived. He lived Trump. He knows Trump, and as much as his way of life. Trump circled these folks. He was part of those communities. Yes, as the landlord, as the owner, as the developer, nonetheless. And so I think that that's a particularly very powerful statement. How about the woman at the convention? What was that? What's that Black girl's name at the convention? What the hell is her name? Man, I got it in my, does anybody know that she's a real famous Black girl? She's mixed. She says she's biracial. What is her name, man? Because that woman needs to be heard too. And she was on the stage at the convention. And she was doling out the facts big time. You guys gonna make me go back into my history to find this? Oh man. All right, so I'm gonna stop sharing that. Her name was Amber Rose. That's who her name is. You are right. RNC. I think we should share a little bit of Amber Rose here. Hang on, I'm going to play through the MSNBC commercials because they're the ones that's actually hosting this. So bear with me here. I'm going to hit present, and I'm going to bring screen share, and we will share what this woman has to say. I never heard of the girl before. I mean, that's how fucking isolated I am from what's going on in entertainment.
And I'm not talking about the past.
I have no idea who this lady is. So ad will end in 15, 14, 13. Are you familiar with Amber Rose, folks? There's 70, 90 here. If you don't mind hitting like, getting us to 100 would be awesome. I think the message of pointing out to you that we almost lost this country.
My name is Amber
Rose.
Rose.
To be shared.
I'm a model and entrepreneur. Thank you. But most importantly, I'm a mother. My whole world revolves around providing for my children, keeping them safe, and giving them an opportunity for a better life. That's something that unites all American parents, whether we're Republicans, Democrats, conservatives, or liberals. We all want a better country for our children. But I'm here tonight to tell you, no matter your political background, that the best chance we have to give our babies a better life is to elect Donald Trump President of the United States. Now, you may be wondering why I'm up here telling you this. I'm no politician and I don't want to be. but I do care about the truth. And the truth is that the media has lied to us about Donald Trump. I know this because for a long time I believed those lies. So
Come on,
I'm here to
Internet.
set the record straight. The first person I knew who supported Donald Trump was my father. I was shocked. My entire family is racially diverse, and I believed the left-wing propaganda that Donald Trump was a racist. My father said, "No, he's not, Amber. What are you talking about?" And when I insisted, he said, "Prove it." So to prove my father wrong, I did my research and looked into all things Donald Trump. People have to do their research. I watched all the rallies, and I started meeting so many of you, his red hat wearing supporters. I realized Donald Trump and his supporters don't care if you're black, white, gay, or straight. It's all love. And that's when it hit me. These are my people. This is where I belong. So I let go of my fear of judgment, of being misunderstood, of getting attacked by the left, and I put the red hat on too. Thank you. Love you too. I never felt more free and more love for my country than I do now. I want to thank my father, who's in the audience tonight, for opening my eyes. He served over 20 years in the US military. Thank you for your service, Dad. Where's he at? I love you, Dad. I love you. I love you so much. Thank you. When I met the president and Melania for the first time, he was kind and generous and funny as hell. Very funny. The First Lady was gracious and smart with a smile that will brighten up any room. If you're watching this tonight, you know our country is in trouble, just like me. When you go to the store and buy food for your family, you're shocked. When you fill up your gas tank, you're pissed. I know I am. And when you turn on the news, you are just exhausted. Inflation is out of control. And you know in your heart it was not like this under Donald Trump. My message to you tonight comes from a humble place. The left told me to hate Trump, and even worse, to hate the other side, the people who support him. When you cut through the lies, you realize the truth. American families were better when Donald Trump was president. We were safer, wealthier, and stronger. A vote for Donald Trump is a vote to put money back in our pockets and good food on our kids' plates. Yes. Or, as Trump would say, it's a vote to make America great again. Thank you so much. Thank you.
And there you have it, folks. There you have it. I mean, now they've come out and started accusing her of being a porn star, and the left is already on the tack to try to give their viewers a reason to hate this young girl. Joy Reid was out attacking her because she claims she's biracial. Well, everything she's done and everything she's gained is because she was part of the black community. Well, her mom's black and her dad's white, and she's respectful to both. And yet the left is trying to teach their side, or to sell to their side, that this young woman needs to be hated. That's all the Democrats have, folks. They're excuse me. Boy, you wouldn't think ginger ale could go down the wrong side. The Democrats truly are, folks, the party of hate. They really hate everything about you, everything that you stand for, everything that you are, that have made this country great. They hate every single drop of oil that made the internet possible. Every millivolt of electricity that you enjoy, folks, that's been around since we started producing electricity, everything comes from that. And they hate everything about us. They hate that we want to do the right thing. They hate that we want the sanctity of children to be protected. They hate that. They want to control and get you to think so that they can be the dirty, lying, cheating, slobbering, filthy fucks that they really are. That's the core of the people that run that party. Not all the voters, but the voters that vote Democrats support those filthy fucks. They're the hateful people in America. I don't hate anybody. I literally just don't. Even if you do me wrong, I don't hate you so much as dislike you. You got this right, Sarge, but why? I don't know what you mean by that, Carl. Don't make me smack you around, chat room. You're the chat room dummy. We got crash test dummies, and Carl Ferguson is the chat room dummy. Don't even go there, Carl. They aren't black if they vote for Trump. We're all black. I don't know about you folks, but I don't think that anything that's happening to the basic American person, no matter what color you are, is anything less than being treated like a black. And I'm going to say that every single black person that you see trying to prosecute Trump, that you see in the media, that you see in entertainment, that you see in the movies to support the left and the Democrats, those are all the house slaves. That's who they are, working for the masters that let them enjoy. Look what they did to Dave Chappelle when Dave Chappelle stepped on a line. He was no longer allowed in the master's house, and they tried destroying him. Look at what these people do. Everything about them is hate. Everything is about them is about the white masters that are in charge of the Democratic Party. And let's make no mistake about it. They're the filthy, fucking, hateful, KKK-loving white pieces of shit that we beat in the Civil War. And we need to beat them down again and do it this time without the barrel of a gun. And we have more and more of a capacity to do that than we've ever could imagine. That's a message that needs to be sent, folks. And like I said, if I can get 100 likes, if we can get this in the algorithm, I know I wander around in true crime, and you guys know me from true crime, and now all of a sudden you're hearing me come out. And again, I am not some sycophant lover of Trump, but I do want to spend a little time closing with this. I don't really think that Donald Trump's first 4 years was even remotely as successful as we envision it. I do believe that a lot of the things Donald Trump did helped this nation and gave this nation a view into how things could be. I do give him credit for that. I do give him credit for his economic intelligence and for his dealing with foreign countries and for his eliminating the wars. So I do respect that he did do a lot. But the one thing he didn't do that I think this time, and I think that bullet put this on the list of number one things to do, is we need to drain the bureaucratic deep state. We need to get the criminals that control these different organizations and corporations, and we need to put them in prison. They need to be taken down. They need to be taken apart. Your deep state isn't so much a politician like Nancy Pelosi. She's just the public face of the criminals. Mitch McConnell and others like them. Okay? I'm glad he didn't pick somebody like Rubio. I'm glad he picked this kid Vance. I don't even want to know anything about the guy. The simple fact that he's never been in politics before, that he came from an ultra poor family and he's ultra conservative and he's young, that's all I need to know. We'll see now. We'll see. He has no fucking track record for me to make a solid a promise one way or the other, or projection. But I'm glad he picked somebody that clean. Somebody from a younger generation. Somebody that like himself hasn't been captured and wrangled in and twisted into a knot to be part of the deep state swamp that runs the world. It doesn't just run this nation. It runs this world. The criminal crime cartels are in charge, and everything else is but a face to keep their information secret. As that one crazy rich billionaire guy that swears and hollers and talks worse than I talk has said, if you knew who originated Bitcoin, you all would lose your minds. You all wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't want to believe it if you knew who really originated the whole process of the Bitcoin stuff. That tells me, again, more crime cartel involvement, more sex traffickers, more gun dealers, more drug trafficking, more human slavery and human suffering. Those people that profit from all of that tragedy, promote that tragedy, create that tragedy. Those are the people that run this world. And for us to not accept that makes us the most ignorant group that could have ever existed on the planet ever. You can break this down to evil and good. You could break this down to heaven and hell. You could break this down any way you want. But the globe is controlled by the most horrific among us. They've whittled their way and they've used money to get to where they are. They've trained us to try to do the same things. And we really need to wake up. Had that bullet been a quarter of an inch or whatever the measurement may be to the right, this country would be in flames right now. And it wouldn't be you and I burning it, but it would be you and I being accused of burning it. It would be you and I being held accountable. It would be you and I being spit on. It would be you and I being attacked by the left and by the Democrats because they would have felt they had the higher moral ground. They would have staged these demonstrations, pretended to be you and me. And we'd be the innocent victims of another crime. A crime against humanity, a crime against America. We're on the precipice of losing this nation. And we sit on the internet, we want to entertain ourselves with conspiracy theories and all kinds of other bullshit that has nothing to do with nothing except avoid reality. We really, 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 folks, need to stop and refocus our attention on making sure that the reality we live in is understood and the reality we live in moves in a way that's beneficial to all of humanity. If we don't start to take that kind of action, if we don't start to come together and make that point, if we don't start reaching across the aisle, even to the people that have voted for hate. No, I don't know if Vance is pro-abortion. I don't think he is, but I don't know anything about Vance. Why would you even throw that in there? Why does that come up? Nobody said anything about anybody being pro-abortion, Leslie. He's supposed to be ultra conservative. And again, I don't know nothing about the guy, but I've not seen that statement about him. Nonetheless, off to where I was. That comment sidetracked me. We're in a unique time in history, folks, and I know we hear that all the time. Every election is unique, and I'm not so much the election. Win, lose, or draw, the entire nation is actually ours to lose, and it's ours to keep. Okay? It's ours to lose or ours to keep. He agrees with abortion pills. I don't have a problem if you get laid tonight, Leslie, and tomorrow morning you go down and get a pill. I don't argue with that at all. I'll tell you what's more important. If you really want to consider something that really deserves some serious consideration, Leslie, here's what I think, and all the people in the chat room. Here's an awesome question, folks. And maybe I should make this an announcement from the help desk. Hang on, let's see if we can do that. We go into here. Here we go. Breaking news from the help desk, which would normally be occupied by a person named Clue Minotti, not to be mistaken for two words or a first and last name. Simply the name Clue Minotti is a streamer here on YouTube. A man's sperm contains more life than all the blood in the human body. You got to wonder why vampires don't suck dick instead of sucking blood. Back to you in the comment section. That is a hell of a question about why vampires are sucking the blood. They probably should be sucking the D. Oh my God. Oh my God. We do create a lot of conspiracies amongst ourselves. We are crazy conspiracy theorists. We really are. Now, listen, a lot of conspiracies do have a form, they do have a part of reality as their base. Okay? And everything has to be conspiratized to not, and it's kind of, it goes too far. Just look at the Idaho 4. Go look at the Donna Eyes case. Go look at the Kansas City 3 case. Go look at Karen Reed. Karen Reed's showing you that there was actually a conspiracy that was used against her. She's showing you that in the court of law. So don't get me wrong. Conspiracies do happen. There's no question about that. But on the whole, you go into these crime sleuthers, and these people couldn't sleuth their way to find the keys to their car. It's fucking incredible. They couldn't find their ass with both hands in a mirrored room with a fucking million lumens light on. And they're your fucking go-to people for a fucking crime. A lot of these people in politics too are the same way. You talk about the Dan Bonginos and the Tuckers and the Russell Brands and all of these other people, or these big talking heads on Twitter and on fucking Instagram and Joe Rogan. Why aren't any of these people offering us this unifying fucking message to come up and do something? All right, Leslie, calm down. I said it because it was brought up. Okay. All right. So, don't take it too personal. I see a comment. I just hit the comment. I mean, but Carl Ferguson, you'll see him getting mad. He's the chat room dummy for crash tests. No, it's the health desk. Help desk. It's any desk that they decide to call it the night that they're here. Yeah. Oh, God. Guess what? Here, I don't need to read a fucking thing to come at any fucking buddy. Guess what? Now you're not even in here. I ain't got to worry about coming for you now, do I? Who the fuck do you think you are? This is my stream. You made a comment. I read it. You don't like how I dealt with it. Go fuck your mother. Okay. And that's exactly how I deal with these people. Okay. I don't give a fuck who that person votes for. Don't come at me like that. I made a mistake. You're going to come on, puff your fucking chest up and peacock at me. Get the fuck out of here. Okay. My daughter, an ex-stripper, you have to put food on the table. Yeah, I don't care what people do for money, and I don't have a problem with women being strippers and stuff. It is what it is, man. Back to the topic at hand. There's so much these people that have all of these ears listening to them. They have such capacity to get us to move in certain directions, and all the directions, the only direction they get us to move in is outrage and indignation. That's all they do. They keep loading us up with this outrage and indignation and this, we're powerless to do anything about it. Okay. And that's what these talking heads have done to us. This is the main reason I got out of politics 4 years ago. Everybody's too fucking sensitive. So I said something and you aren't the creator of the statement. Don't take it personal then if you didn't create the fucking statement, you just repeat it, then I'm not talking about you. I just happen to mention your name in the statement you made. All right? Fucking get over it. Move the fuck on. Unbelievable, man. I think the fact is that we have a tremendous ability with our voices to do things that we thought undoable. We have the infinite capacity to avoid the bullshit propaganda that's being dealt to us. That's what we do. Everywhere these people appoint judges, criminals are let loose. Listen to that mom that was on the stage at the Republican National Convention. That's actually probably what we should. That's probably one of the things we should listen to. Before I close this stream, she's got a 6-minute thing here, and I think we can hear this. This is from PBS News, and let me go here and share screen. I believe this is the correct woman, and I think we should listen to it now.
Good evening, everyone. My son, Sergeant Hassan Korea, an Afghanistan War retired veteran. He received enemy fire from the Taliban, only to be murdered with a knife on the streets of New York City. The 4 assailants responsible for his death initially were facing justice. But that changed when District Attorney Alvin Bragg was elected.
I want to be clear for everybody in the audience. All of these corrupt prosecutors, all of them black, are all put in place by George Soros's NGOs, non-governmental organizations, and his not-for-profit groups that funded their campaigns. These people are welcomed into the wealth of the white Democrat to go out as hatchet people, to attack who they consider or need to be their enemies. Back to this lovely woman's statements.
Allegedly, 2 of the homicidal maniacs responsible for my son's death had their gang assault and murder charges completely dismissed. One of them received 14 months time served. Alvin Bragg charged her with assault with a shoe. And another one was sentenced to 7 years. I later learned that Alvin Bragg often dismisses and reduces dangerous criminals. He wants to clear the jails and return violent felons onto our streets every day. The injustice was devastating for me and my family. I don't want anyone else to experience the senseless pain that many other victims across this United States of America have to live with every day. So I decided to use the voice that God gave me to be the voice.
I'm sorry to interrupt this, but I need to make a statement that you guys can't see this, but I want to make the statement to YouTube. You criminal cocksuckers, you motherfuckers, you piece of fucking shit. The CEO, the fucking board of directors, and any other cocksucker that works for YouTube, you motherfuckers need to be fired and removed. All you motherfuckers that provide the streaming service at YouTube, you pieces of fucking shit. Does your algorithm hear this? You fucking cocksuckers. And now I'll explain why I just snapped like that. I said, they stabbed her son to death. And then I get a red fucking flag. YouTube rejected your comment. This usually means they think it's spam. Fuck you. They stabbed this woman to death, YouTube, you piece of fucking shit. They slaughtered her son. The next comment, her son was attacked by 4 and taken out with a knife, and they rejected that comment as spam. You can lick, I wouldn't wipe my fucking ass with any of you motherfuckers that work at YouTube. Unfucking believable, you filthy, hateful fucking pieces of shit. Sorry to interrupt you there, Mom. Back to the mom.
Voice for the voiceless across America. We need justice for America. Every day. So I decided to use the voice that God gave me to be the voice for the voiceless across America. We need justice for victims.
Somebody, if you can, I don't know if Genealogy Girl or Stacey Karmer or any of my fellow political people that knew me then are available, download this stream, and I want you to cut for me, if you can, my attack against YouTube, please. And for the viewers in the audience, download this video if you can, because I suspect it's going to be taken down. But I will not let up. They're going to have to exterminate me from this channel to get rid of me, these fucks at YouTube.
And we need accountability for prosecutors who fail in their duty. Soft on crime prosecutors like Alvin Bragg in New York, Kim Fox in Chicago, and George Gascon in Los Angeles have turned our great country and cities into war zones. Poor and neglected communities like mine are suffering. And who else in here is sick and tired of being sick and tired? The Democratic Party that poor minorities have been loyal to for decades, including myself, all right? They betrayed us. They stabbed us in the back. Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, who claim to represent us, have abandoned us They neglected the poor minority communities across America. But mine eyes have been opened. Just like so many other poor minorities across America. Donald Trump shares our values, love of God and family and country. He's been a victim of the same corrupt system that I have been and my family has been. He is committed to providing economic opportunities, helping those suffering from addiction with long-term inpatient drug programs, rolling back deadly bail reform policies that are getting our children killed every single day, and supporting our police. We back the NYPD. We back the blue. Back the blue.
Arvian, in response to you, I said, hopefully StreamYard is saving it, and YouTube flagged that comment too. I'm your host, and YouTube is flagging my fucking comments in my chat room. None of the comments step outside of the bounds of common, decent conversation. My words, the shit I'm saying on video certainly do, but not a single comment in this stream should have been censored by YouTube. Hopefully, StreamYard is saving it, is a statement I made to you, Arvian, and they said YouTube rejected your comment. Who the fuck do you think you are, YouTube?
NYPD, black the blue. Trump was right when he said, they're after us. He's just standing in the way. And guess what? He always will. That's why I'm standing with him today. Let's make America safe again. And re-elect our Donald J. Trump. Thank you, and good night.
Yeah, I see that you're thinking it's StreamYard, but let me be clear. It says YouTube rejected your comment. So, that's pretty clear to me who rejected it. And if the message is inaccurate, I still stand by my attacks for the filthy fucking people in charge of this platform. You hateful fucking racist pigs. Okay? But I don't suspect that StreamYard is going to let a message come through. YouTube rejected your comment. This usually means they think it's spam. Try changing it a bit. Yeah, I did change it a bit, you fucking pieces of shit. This is what I mean by the corporations taking over our world. Criminal corporations run by criminals that control what we can and can't do. And this needs to stop. And we can use this very tool, this exact tool that we're communicating across right now, is the exact tool we need to change the outcome of the world. Yeah, now I'm going to take it at face value simply because fucking YouTube it's not worth wiping your ass. And thank God it's digital, because if it was on paper, I certainly wouldn't use it to wipe my ass. It'd probably give you more paper cuts than a Band-Aid or a fucking surgeon could fix. What's up there, Donald D. Nice, 3838 from Twitch. What's up there, Van Savant? Yeah, they dragged me back into politics, Savant. I don't know what I'm going to do. Someone needs to throw me a lifeline. But in all respects, folks, I hope the message tonight, yes, intense, yes, at moments vulgar, but I don't think anybody can contradict the facts that I placed forward. The fact that this country was a millimeter away from being lost, that the deep state and the Democratic Party and those hateful son of a bitches would have turned that event against us by putting on Trump hats and starting their riots. That's exactly what would have happened if that bullet would have taken the life of Donald J. Trump. That's what we avoided by a breath. A simple breath of air is all that separated us from the calamity and the destruction of the United States of America. So for any of those folks that knew I was in politics, came in here, hear me, see me, Van, if you're talking to some of them folks, let them know I'm somewhat back involved again. Reinvigorated for reasons that are maybe different than the first time, but nonetheless reinvigorated. Let's see what this says here. Yeah. It's just crazy. YouTube is owned by Google. 3 former employees of PayPal. Isn't that wonderful? You drag yourself back in when you called me Saturday night. And you're right. The calamity. Van, you can follow me completely. You know exactly where I come from and how I view things. And I think that particular perspective is lost on people. That's the perspective that needs to be pushed forward. If you guys think what they did on January 6th was bad, you have no idea what would have happened had that bullet taken the life of Donald J. Trump. You and your children, your wives, your kids, your pets, your home, your livelihood, your money, all gone. That's what would have happened, folks. And if you think I'm over-exaggerating, then you really haven't been living in reality. You haven't watched how they progressively marched and progressively gotten more and more violent, more and more bold. And that's not going to stop until we stop them. And the only way to stop them is, 1, vote for Donald fucking Trump. But more important than that, start pointing this message out and start changing the topics on all the propaganda that they try dishing out to you. Anytime they want to point out Donald Trump is racist, you go right back and point out to them that they're the most racist fucking group the world has ever seen, with 27 million successful murders of children that they're all responsible for. 27, that's just blacks. American blacks. 27 million. You wouldn't need immigration if you didn't kill all them fucking babies, you nasty sons of bitches. We wouldn't have to have people. You wouldn't want people coming in from the border. You think we need more people for work, more people for... Well, how about the 27 million, just the blacks that you slaughtered? Let's not get the Latinos and the whites and the Asians and the fucking whatever. For fuck's sakes. For all we know, these fucking flying saucers are coming here because abortion was legal in America. Maybe that's why they're coming. It's illegal because their society has more sense than to kill their fucking kids. And so the senseless ones are gravitating here on spaceships to get fucking free abortions at a clinic called Planned Parenthood. Maybe that's the whole UFO phenomena. Not crop circles or fucking mutilation of animals. They were coming here for abortions. That's probably the whole fucking deal behind these spaceships. Listen, I can make a fucking topic out of anything, and I can even make it sound sensible. They crossed the galaxy for an abortion. Holy fuck. So you got to add aliens to the total. To the tune of 1 million a day. They've exported this philosophy worldwide. That's not the philosophy America needs to export. Okay? The philosophy of fairness and decency and common respect. Okay? That's what we need to export. Well, I don't know what the spinning ball concept is all about. Both rates are below replacement on all Western birth rates. Yeah, they are, and they're killing them off. What do we got? Heck yeah, Sergeant Friday. There you go, Marie. Yeah, I'm wrong as often as the next guy, but I do tend to stand my ground. I'm a very loyal person when it comes to what I see in the world and how I live my life. I today made a point to do and to spend $10,000 of my own money to make sure that my clients can still get a fair price on the services that I offer. How do you like? I mean, how many companies are willing to do that rather than raise prices? You go out and you buy a quantity of the product you know you're going to use over and over again. You find it in the same thing for half the price you bring it in. And you don't jump on the price increase others are offering, because personally, the whole point of buying it this way was so that I could maintain stable pricing, because that's the fairest thing I could do for my clients. Right? How many people would do that? We've been trained not to think that way in business. We've been trained to think, well, look at that. Now, if we had the price increase and we just got the material for half of what we had just been paying for it, look at the profit margins. I don't look at the world like that. We all got to live together. We all got to fucking breathe. We all got to shit, piss, eat. We all got to do these things. We all got to live in a home, even if it's a rented apartment. And all of those things need each other of us to keep them going. You don't fix your cars and you don't fix your refrigerators. You have to depend on others like me to do that. And I have to depend on you for things that you do. There's no way around it, folks. And the sooner we start to come together just on that concept, the better we're all going to be. Okay? The idea that a windmill or a solar panel is useless to your economy is actually senseless. They do have their place in our economy, and that's what we need to start to discuss. They do have a place. Absolutely have a place in our economy. Are they going to power the entire national grid? Fuck no. But there is a place for everything, and there is everything for a place. And that's the conversations we need to engage in, and stop arguing about them and getting into their sycophant fucking bullshit. Everything with them is death and horror. And I mean, imagine the people that are religious, if all they're going to talk about are the end times every day. Everything with these people is the end times. Well, you vote for Trump, the world's going to end. You don't build windmills, the world's going to flood and end. Yeah. These people are fucking raised and bred on the calamity of fucking death, destruction, and hate. And we need to break that. Like I did today as a direct result on YouTube. They could fucking ban me from here, and I don't give a rat's fuck. I'll go over to Rumble and start over. Like I need YouTube. I'll stick with Twitter, where I get a significant amount of followers. You can I'll wipe my ass with every one of your board of directors. Right? I'll stand right on your fucking table and wipe my fucking ass with your face. You nasty motherfuckers. All right, folks. I feel better. Van must have bailed because he's seeing the old Sarge again. He's like, uh-oh. Holy shit. And anyway, it's been enjoyable. I'm glad I was able to have the stream come out and share this with you folks. I hope that we can get this over 100 likes, even though we haven't had quite 100 viewers in here. Drag some of your people in. Actually, 46 of our views come from Twitter. And I appreciate those that are in there from Twitter. I mean, or X. I'm sorry. I got to start calling it X out of respect for what it is. But that's right. They are disgustus. I don't know what disgustus means. I don't know what you meant by that. Is that a misspelled word, or is that a word that you picked up in college that Sarge wouldn't understand and you're just fucking with me? I have no idea where you're going with that, Van Savant. Disgustus. They are. I don't know what the hell that means. Does anybody know what that means? Highlight that word and search it, folks. What the hell is he talking about? In any event, I'm glad I was out here. Again, we'll see you again tomorrow at 9 o'clock. I'm not sure the status of Cletus, other than he said he was working tonight. So I suspect that's the status of Cletus. And everyone stay safe. Please start pushing back on this propaganda. Do not let them continue to promote their hate. Remind them of the things they've done that has caused massive strife, massive death, including fentanyl, including abortion, including the war in Ukraine, including all of that, folks. All of these deep state son of a bitches need to go. And let's hope that Trump keeps that promise this time. He had 4 years. But I honestly think that these next 4 years, I honestly really hope deep down, that he pays attention. They're coming for him. There's no doubt they're even coming for him with firearms. And so if he wants to leave a lasting legacy, get the criminality out of our system, President Trump, please. See, Van Savant. Some of my people in here know I've talked about Trump roulette. That's epic. That was a hell of a game. All right, folks. Have a good night.